The Sunday film tomorrow is a comedy western starring Burt Lancaster, Shelley Winters and Telly Savalas, in which an old fur trader and a black ex-slave track down a gang who kill Indians for their scalps. The Scalphunters at 7:15 tomorrow evening. Now on BBC1 to round off this evening, the weather outlook from Michael Fish.
Good evening to you. Still a very unsettled look to the weather, although having said that, I think most of us are in for a somewhat drier and brighter spell tomorrow, but drier, not dry, because there will be some showers around. Today there was a fair bit of rain. In England and Wales the rain came from that waving frontal system as it dashed quickly across from the west. It gave a fair bit of rain. And over Scotland there was this area of low pressure uncomfortably close that was also giving them some rain. For tomorrow there's going to be another area of low pressure. In fact, there's one at the moment developing to the west of us, and that's going to come in towards Scotland, keeping their run of rather unsettled weather going, whereas further south with a weakish ridge it will, as I said at the beginning, be somewhat brighter and drier. The picture for midday tomorrow shows that area of low pressure that's developing to the west of us. It's slipped in across Scotland. Further south you'll notice quite a stiff run of westerly wind still, so it will be another rather breezy day. But back to tonight now. For most parts it's going to be a dry night. The worst of the rain's gone now. In fact, in some of these more central and eastern parts there will be some breaks in the cloud. But the cloud is a little bit thicker in the west. It'll give one or two spots of rain and drizzle here and there, keep some patchy fog going over the hills as well, and rather more in the way of cloud in southernmost parts of England and in the Channel Islands, where there'll be some outbreaks of rain from time to time, and perhaps a little bit more in the way of more persistent rain in the border counties of England as well as in Northern Ireland. And then tomorrow, same sort of divisions really. Still rather a lot of cloud in the extreme south of England and in the Channel Islands, with a little rain from time to time, perhaps rather more in the way of rain towards the end of the day. In southern Scotland and the border counties and Northern Ireland, also some cloud and rain around to begin with, but here, during the course of the morning, it should brighten up and the rain there turn rather more showery, so that most places, as I said at the beginning, will have a brighter day tomorrow. Most of England and Wales, southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, some sunshine from time to time, one or two showers. In the north of Scotland, though, again, a fair bit of cloud around with some rain, and over the hills there, cold enough for some snow, some quite heavy falls of snow probably before the day's out. And then, as I hinted at the beginning, the outlook for the next few days is still pretty unsettled weather with periods of rain in most parts, fairly windy but at least pretty mild. And then if we look at the period for the next 4 weeks, the long-range prospects, which I didn't have time to give you yesterday, this rather unsettled mild spell is going to continue for some while yet, but I think around the end of the month quite a dramatic change to a spell of very much colder weather but more settled weather with some sunshine and some pretty sharp frosts. And then again into December a change back to this sort of mild stormy weather, but perhaps some snow around as that change takes place. Well, that's all. A very good night to you.
And the time now is approaching 6 minutes to 1. And although we on BBC1 are about to close, BBC2 still has a little way to go tonight with the late film starring Edward G. Robinson as the hatchet man in San Francisco's Chinatown during the 30s. That's already underway on BBC2. But if you prefer to be eased more gently through the early hours, some suitably smooth sounds are on offer over on Radio 2 in The Late Show. But from us on BBC1 now, here at the Television Centre in London, this is Andy Cartledge wishing you now a very good night. Good night.